Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsyreplays. Welcome back to another free to play episode. Now today we are playing the Tiger 2. I have finally got the Tiger 2. The Tiger 1 in the free to play series was so fun to play. It really was. I really enjoyed playing the Tiger 1. In fact, I didn't use any XP, any free XP to get the Tiger to get the Tiger 2, because I really enjoyed playing it so much that I'm ranked about 30th in the world in the Tiger. That's how well I was doing. Of course, it is the newbie matchmaking which makes that tank so good, and with the matchmaking, the Tiger 2 is equally as good, because no one's smart enough to pen you. Now, wargaming, the Tiger 2 used to be a really meh tank. It really did, and it wasn't the King Tiger that everyone was hoping, and the unique tanks that these are. They were all meh. I mean, the Tiger 1 was meh, the Tiger 2 was meh. But now Wargaming have buffed the Tiger 2. They buffed the armor profile on the Tiger, and they have now made it such a good tank. Now, in normal mode, the Tiger is a good tank, but it's not unbeatable, you know. But in the newbie matchmaking, it is really good, and that is why I want to do these series. You know, I'm starting a new account, and I want to show you guys the newer players. This is more for the newer players, that you can do this. You can play the game, and you don't need to spend anything on the game. So this is an account. I'm at 70% win rate, 2,000, just over 2,000 average damage, and it is easy to do, especially now with the newbie matchmaking. Like, if you don't even get my original plan was to get 60% and 2k average damage. I literally upped that to 70% win rate and maybe 2.5k average damage because of the newbie matchmaking. And I don't think there is, tech tree wise, I don't think there is any other tank that I would recommend to play in the newbie matchmaking than the Tiger 2. It is such a brilliant tank. Now, what I love about the Tiger 2 is I don't think it's OP. I really don't think the tank is overpowered. It has a really strong armor profile. Front plate is really strong. But it is only really strong when people are shooting normal ammo at you. And that, for me, is how it should be. You know, like medium tanks or even heavy tanks shouldn't be able to pen a really heavily armored tank frontally with normal rounds. And they're going to have to sacrifice using the premium ammo to do damage. And obviously, they're going to do less DPM. Now, I love that, because we're going to see this battle here. Once you switch to premium ammo, the Tiger's armor literally becomes useless, and it really does. Like, when you're looking at the tank with AP, it's so strong, and you're looking like, how the hell am I going to pen that? But as soon as you switch to premium ammunition, it becomes grey as hell. It really does become really weak. The DPM is pretty good. It has the short reload, doesn't have the higher sort of alpha most heavies have got. It does have sort of the low alpha, but the more DPM. It's not a really slow tank either. It's quite a quick tank for a heavy. And why I wanted to play this is the line I'm grinding, obviously the Tiger line I'm grinding, the whole line really is really enjoyable, and I'm not even really playing it to get to the E100. In this matchmaking, I'm more looking forward to getting the E75. But because I'm enjoying the Tiger, look, I mean, look at that. Look how red that tank is. But you switch to APCR, the front plate just becomes really weak. And that is why, I mean, the side is easy to pen. It's just really the front that is difficult to pen. So when you do come up against a Tiger, even at that angle with APCR, you can just see how red it is. It's a brilliant tank. It really is a brilliant tank, and just look how easy now that is to penetrate using APCR. And you can see we're not even bouncing from these guys, and we're a pro player. Now I do have to thank my man CJ War Monkey for helping me get this footage. He's in the Action X. I brought him over to EU. Registered Sticky Fingers, lovely name there, CJ. So I've really been enjoying playing this with CJ. I haven't played this on my own. I've only played it in a platoon with CJ, and I had such a good platoon session. Like, we won, I think, everything except for maybe one game. But yeah, it's an enjoyable tank to play, and it's a really good line to grind. Now this last one, Canal, you're just going to see how good this tank can be. And I mean, the accuracy is really good as well. The accuracy, most snapshots I shoot, I get, or I sort of maybe don't penetrate, but I still hit. Now Canal, well, there's only tier 8, there's no tier 7, or there is no tier 9. When you're against tier 7 in this tank, then this is where this tank becomes really, really good. You can see the penetration is pretty good on the tank as well. You can angle up, you can get those bounces, which we just got there from the IS-3. And now with our DPM, I'm going to play a little bit more aggressive. Now, if this wasn't newbie matchmaking, I probably wouldn't play as aggressive than I am currently playing. But, you know, newbie matchmaking, anything can happen. You've seen the amount of damage people have been getting out with tier 6, 7, and 8 in these newbie matchmaking. So now we're going to go for the Borzik, because he is a juicy ass target, and we're on 1.6k damage. So we're just going to load up the HE. Hopefully he's not using the spool liner, which he isn't, and we are able to do a little bit of damage to bring him now down to a one shot. Now this shot here, I don't know how we're going to miss that, but we do manage to somehow miss it. And then CJ now is just going to come up and steal my damage and steal my kill, the bastard. But no, you know what? 2k damage, and how easy has that damage been? We have lost half of our hit points. And what I mean about the armor profile, like, you've got a really good armor profile, but we've only bounced 400 damage, so it's not like we've bounced a lot of damage. But this is where I can't wait to get to the E75, because that's when we're going to start bouncing a lot. And with this matchmaking, I can find myself doing probably a good amount of damage, a really good amount of damage in the E75, especially if you're coming up against sort of tier 8s. I can sense that the E75 I'm going to really enjoy it. But the E75 is an all-round good tank. It doesn't matter if you're in newbie matchmaking or if you're in the normal matchmaking. The E75 I would strongly recommend. Now I don't recommend the E100 line as your first tier. I would always recommend the IS-4, because once you get to the IS-4, you're able to make mistakes, and you can still bounce shots. You can afford to make a few mistakes, whereas the E100, you can't really afford to make those mistakes. It hasn't got the armor profile as the IS-4 has got. It's got too many weak points. It obviously has the big gun, but if you miss or if you bounce, then you're gonna pay the price, because you have a big reload. So this game here, there is just 3 tanks left alive. We're just gonna farm up some damage here. I've told CJ to deal with the Action X while I deal with this this AMX M4. As even, I mean, the penetration, I'm struggling to pen him with AP, as you can see how ready he is. But again, just like the Tiger, you switch to premium ammunition and it just goes through like butter. So a decent game there, 4.5k damage pretty much, and we do manage to get the ace, and we make some credits as well. So that is the Tiger 2 free to play. Very good tank, and I would definitely, if you're a new player and you're in this newbie matchmaking, I would definitely recommend getting the Tiger and the Tiger 2. and also the tier 6, the VK, which is also an enjoyable tank. So I hope you enjoyed it, guys. I'm meadsy69, and I will catch you all soon. Bye bye. With